So I was on Sky Sports talking to Tim Sherwood about West Ham and Spurs in this relegation battle, which I will play for you now. And Callum Wilson came up. He wasn't thrilled, to say the least, obviously, with Callum Wilson's late winner, because obviously he's a Spurs fan, Tim Sherwood. Where the fuck is Wilson? Why did we bring him on for? Come on, D-Youth, please. He's whipping the ball in. Bowen! Wilson! Callum Wilson, yes! Oh my god! Oh my god, Callum Wilson! No, not you. Sorry. I don't know. Oh my god. So that got taken like massively out. Listen, I'd get things wrong. I'm just a person, right? But if people who watch the watch along know, I wasn't digging out Wilson. I was digging out the fact that Nuno brings him on and doesn't play to his strengths. Because I'm sitting there, I'm like, on the Palace game, we brought on Wilson and he barely got a touch, barely got any shots off. And that's just because of how Wilson plays. Like, you've got to create for him. You know, you've got to create chances. And thank God we did that. You know, he was in the right place, the right time when Bowen headed back to him. But anyway, let's get to the conversation. I'll get into more of Wilson and my thoughts after the video.
We can speak to West Ham fan Dan Lawless. Right, Dan, tell us how you felt when Everton equalised on Saturday.
Do you know what? It's hard to put into words. I was shocked, elated. I was still going through the rage and anger I felt of being 1-1 and Spurs winning. Like, so to go from extreme anger to complete happiness and euphoria, it was amazing, and I really enjoyed seeing Tim's reaction to the goal as well on Sky. So brilliant.
Yeah, because which game were you doing, Tim? You
I
were
was doing the Liverpool game. I had my eye on this one. You know what, Dan? This boy, Callum Wilson, is a player who you tried to get rid of. Yeah, you couldn't find a home for him, so you've kept hold of him. Now, I hated that as a Tottenham man. I hated the fact that you kept hold of him because I knew he'd play a big part. He scored that huge, massive, unbelievably big goal against Tottenham, which turned it around in your favour, put Tottenham on a negative, and then that big goal. As soon as that ball gets headed across, there's only one man you want on the end of that. And I had my seat turned around before he even put his foot on that. I knew that was going to be ending up in the back of the net.
Yeah, like you said, Nuno seemed to not want him, seemed to sort of try to get rid of him. Thankfully, he stayed, and he is someone that can. He's a moments player, and he can always pop up with them goals. And I was frustrated at the time because we brought him on in the Palace game, and we just don't seem to play to his strengths for the most part with how he plays. A lot of time he's isolated up top by himself. We're not creating for him. And at that time at the Everton game, it was really. I did a stream, and I was like, "Why have we brought him on?" Literally, I said, "Why have we brought him on?" Because we're not creating for him. Literally seconds later, he bangs it in the back of the net, commentator's curse. And yeah, he could be absolutely vital, having experience goal scoring.
Tell us about Mavropanos and Disasi. How good have they been?
It's, unbelievable. I mean, Mavropanos, the turnaround he has had for this fan base. I mean, a lot of fans looked at him and thought he's one of the worst we've ever had. He's terrible. I think a lot of it was probably tactical. You know, under Lopetegui, he was being asked to push really high up the pitch. He was caught out of position a lot. Now, I can't believe the player I'm seeing week in, week out. He's our best defender. And Disasi, I didn't expect him missing all the football he has. I mean, he weren't even training with the first team. You know, he was in the reserves. And the way he's been able to hit the ground running is a testament to himself that he's kept himself fit and in shape, because them two, that's what's going to keep us. Our defence this season is a big part of why we are in the mess we're in. And now it could be a big part of the reason why we stay up.
And Souček?
Yeah, Souček, he is vital, because I think the big mistake that Graham Potter made, he got rid of so many senior players and leaders. You know, we had Vladimir Coufal. We had Aaron Creswell, who's gone on to have a good season at Stoke. You know, Antonio, unfortunately, we lost. Emerson, an experienced player, big part of when we won the trophy. So we had a lot of senior players go. And keeping someone like Souček, who is that senior player, who has got the love for the club, who is a player that will work hard for you, it has been key. And like you said earlier, Tim, you know, he's someone you want in a relegation battle. He's someone who'll run through brick walls for you. And for, like you said, so many managers are sort of trying to phase him out, and we've looked at, he's not that great on the ball. But for now, like, to see him starting week in, week out and playing well, it's an amazing testament to him, and we love him.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that it's between you and Tottenham. How do you see it?
Yeah, look, we're 3 points behind Forest at the moment, right? If we win our game and Forest draw, we're on level points with Forest. So it looks a little bit different. But in reality, they looked so good against Sunderland. Yeah. They're probably going to pick up enough points to not have to worry about it. So mathematically, no. So it is down to us and Spurs. And it adds that added pressure, because when you've got a rival, there is hatred between the clubs. Not only are you getting relegated, but you're going down and they're staying up at your expense. So it adds extra heat to it.
And the Nuno factor. What club would Nuno like to relegate more than any club?
Yeah, that's it. The club that, sacked him after a few months.
Nuno probably wants to relegate Tottenham more than he wants to relegate Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, because you gave him like 3 months, 4 months at the club, and Nuno as well is a manager. Like, De Zerbi is a very good manager, but Nuno's got more experience in this situation, and I'm frustrated with him at times because he does have a tendency to, we score a goal, let's shut up shop, and I think that's why Everton equalised. I was fuming because we scored a goal and it's like, let's sit back, invite him on, and the goal was coming. So that's my only worry of Nuno in this relegation battle, is if he needs to be a bit braver.
Okay, Dan, thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Cheers, guys. So there it is, my conversation with Tim Sherwood on Sky Sports. And yeah, I it's weird. I don't know why I feel confident. I can't say I don't know why I feel confident, but I'm not fully confident at the same time. Like, being confident makes me nervous because we are the favourites to stay up between us and Spurs, right? Everything there that's on paper says that West Ham should stay up, right? We have a fully fit squad right now, touch wood. They've got the injuries. We've got the 2 points on them. We've got the form. They're massively out of form. They scraped that against the relegated 20th place Wolves, that win. And we've got the togetherness, we've got the fight, and we've got the experience of these situations. So everything is going in our favour, right? Everything's going against them. But football is a funny game. That's the main thing. What worries me is football is a funny game. We should pick up more points than Spurs. We just should. But sometimes things don't work out that way. We go into next week, we lose, they win. Now, even if that happens and we're 1 point behind them, we could win our next game, they could lose. Our next game is Arsenal. But at the 4 games left, like, really, realistically, how many points are Spurs going to get? I would cap them at 7. They're not going to win all 4 games. They're not. I don't think they're going to win 3. So say they win 2, draw 1. That means all we need to do is win 2 and lose 2. Surely we've got 2 wins in us. So it's tough. But I think Callum Wilson can play a big part in this team. And you have to give him those opportunities. And this is what I was saying early on. If we're going to bring on Callum Wilson, make sure that we're bringing him on in a way that is going to set him up for success, going to create the most chances for him. We need to get the ball to his feet in the box. We need to allow him to get shots. So we need to have that plan in mind. If you're going to have him on the bench, then he's your plan B. So your plan B for bringing on Wilson is going to be changing the system, potentially. Changing how we're setting up, changing how we're playing. Moving personnel around to fit Wilson. It's going to be building that side around him. That's what I want to see more of. So if we start prioritise him right. Okay, get the ball to his feet. Because he's a goal scorer. He's the most natural goal scorer we have in the team. There's no two ways about it. You get them crosses into him, he can score goals. So there's a lot of twists and turns left for this relegation battle, believe me. But everything's on our side. Only we can shoot ourselves in the foot, because Spurs are not going to win all their games. They're just not. So it's not a case of us. If we go down, it's not because Spurs have been so good in this run-up, right? It's because we've dropped the ball. It's because we've bottled it. And I would consider it a bottle job if we don't stay up to them. I really would. So, all to play for. On to Brentford. Maybe consider starting Callum Wilson. I think he's earned it. Let's give him that motivation. He made that little quip about Nuno. I didn't notice Nuno celebrating. Nicky mentioned this interview to me. He's doing a video on it later. But he made that little quip on his post-match about, oh, you know, maybe Nuno didn't celebrate because I scored. So there's a little behind-the-scenes stuff, like I mentioned on with Tim. Nuno did want to get rid of Wilson in January. He has barely played him since he's come in. So maybe there is a little bit of tension there. But both people are professional. You know, he brought on Nuno. Nuno brought on Wilson, and Wilson done the job. So it's nothing that I'm really worried about. I just hope that Wilson gets more of an opportunity. Now we're seeing, especially Tati and Pablo, struggle a bit with goals, and we're going to need them goals. So if he's going to be on the bench, bring him on earlier and set up around him. Or start and then you bring on a Pablo or something. With the two up top, one either Pablo and Wilson or Tati and Wilson, you have a workhorse and you have the goal scorer. I'm happy with that. On to Brentford. I'll be doing a hate along on this channel for the Villa Spurs game, so do join that. Obviously content's going up more regularly, so subscribe, support the channel. Thanks for watching.